I'm over here where this microphone came from. No, it didn't come from here, but I am here at Las Vegas, Nevada, InfoComm 2026. If you see behind me, you'll see the letters S-H-U-R-E, Shure. Shure microphones right behind us. They're 101 years old this year, but remember we were here last year in, well, not here, InfoComm in Orlando when they turned 100. So let's go see what we can get into, go find out more information. We're using this awesome SM58 that worked out great in Indy for Indianapolis 500, and now we are here, Las Vegas, Nevada, at InfoComm 2026. Let's check it out. We're actually here with Shure's booth, and I'm here with Yuri, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Nice to meet you. And what do you do with Shure?
So I work in market development, so I train people how to use our products. My area of expertise is microphones and wireless systems. And then we have other folks around the corner here that their expertise is in corporate and educational AV setups and all of that kind of stuff as well. Yep.
So how long have you been with Shure?
5 years.
What's most exciting thing you've done so far in your 5 years?
Oh my, I work in music festivals every year,
Yeah.
and I love working in music festivals. I love the energy of it.
Yeah.
We bring a lot of wireless to those festivals. We love our microphones over there, so...
What's one that you remember memorably? Like, I'm from Daytona Beach, and Rockville's in my backyard with Daytona.
Fantastic.
But what do you remember?
So I'm in Chicago, which is where we're headquartered.
Okay.
So Lollapalooza is the big one that I work every year, and I love it. It's just such a great time.
Well, we want to give a quick shout out to Laura Davidson that also works with you guys.
Laura Davidson is my boss.
So she, I remember, mentioned about the Lollapalooza to me before.
Yes.
And matter of fact, she's been on Alpha Stars Global many, many times. And I got to learn about the products, but what's new right now in 2026?
The new products that we have here in 2026, the biggest one we have is this guy right here. So I'm stepping away from the microphone.
Sure.
Can I grab it?
Yeah, go.
So this right here is the DCA 901. This is our new broadcast array.
Okay.
So it's a 78 microphone array inside of here, and it has 8 steerable lobes. So it's basically like having 8 shotgun mics in one. So if you want to look at the screen here, I have the coverage window over here, and you can see all 8 lobes. I can select each individual lobe. When you see white circles that are around the lobes here, that means that those are active. It's actually something is happening in that physical area, and it's picking up that signal, and it's ignoring all of the other things that are happening around it. Yeah. So this is basically like having 8 shotgun mics in one microphone, and it only takes Ethernet. It has one Ethernet port, so it's powered through Ethernet, and then exactly, and then it has each individual channel can be outputted via Dante or AAS to.
Okay.
Yep, to any of your mixers. So we have 8 individual channels. You can also do a mono submix and a stereo submix, which are going to be auto mixed. So basically, it listens to a lobe. If something is happening, it's there. If something's not happening, it gets completely ignored.
I was going to ask you about capsules, actually.
Please.
Right now we're using SM58 capsule, and I was doing my research. You have a KSM capsule or KS8 capsule,
Yes.
KSM8, and then you have a, what's the new one with the N-word?
The NXN, the Nexadyne?
Nexadyne.
Yes.
So could you give me some comparison of what those two capsules might feel like compared to SM58?
Absolutely. So the Nexadyne is actually a kind of an evolution of the KSM8.
Okay.
So we had a Nexadyne capsule here. I don't know where it went. Let me take a look. What happened to all of our sticks that were here? Okay, I'll try to find a Nexadyne capsule. So we have an SM58 here. We have a KSM8 right next to it, and then we had a Nexadyne capsule, but it seems to have disappeared. It probably is.
Is it in front of me to like kind of touch it all?
Yeah, if you want to come up a little bit, there's a counter right here.
Okay.
Yep. So keep moving your hand forward.
Forward.
Yep. So over here, I'll grab it for you. Here you go. This is the SM58.
Okay.
So
Yep.
if you touch the capsule right there,
Yep.
and then I'm gonna take that back, and I'm gonna hand you the KSM8 right here.
So almost the same, but a little bit elongated.
Yes, it's a little bit elongated, and it has, so the cool thing about the KSM8 is it has two diaphragms. I'm going to open it up so we can see it on the camera. 1 second. I'm going to hand you back your microphone.
Sure.
Here you go. Let's see if I can open it up. There it goes. So this is one of the most beautiful microphones that we make, and the cool thing about this is that sound actually enters from the side of the microphone, hits the front, this little, if you want to touch it, you can feel.
Okay, sure.
So you touch the top of it here.
Right,
Yep.
It hits the sides this way.
Yep, so you can feel the openings on the outside.
Right.
So those are openings for sound to get in, and then the very top, there's a little reflection circle.
Right.
So it hits that circle and it reflects right back into the capsule.
Goes in the sides.
Exactly, so it's like a reverse airflow technology. So basically what's happening is it's passing through a diaphragm first that doesn't do anything except absorb things, and then it hits this reflector panel and it goes into the real diaphragm that actually takes the sound in. Yeah,
Okay.
and the reason behind that is that passive diaphragm that doesn't collect any sound absorbs low frequencies. So what this does is this is a cardioid microphone,
Right.
and the cardioid is a little bit more of an open cardioid,
Okay.
and it stays consistent whether I'm singing or speaking to a little bit to the side or a little bit
Right.
forward.
Gives it a little bit more
It's
room.
much more forgiving. Yeah, and it has very limited proximity effect because of that passive diaphragm that absorbs any low frequencies if you're like right on top of it.
Right.
So that, yeah, go ahead.
With Nexadyne and this, so who's in alley? Is 58 first?
Yes, 58
Then-
first,
then-
then Beta 58 came out after that.
Okay.
Then the KSM 8 came out in 2015, I believe.
Okay.
I could be wrong about that. Don't quote
Sure.
me on that.
No worries.
Mid-2010s.
Yeah.
And then the Nexadyne is the evolution of the KSM 8 that came out about 2 years ago.
Okay, and that also has a wireless package for capsules and
Yes, all of our microphones.
Pretty much the same way as this.
Correct. All of our microphones have wireless capsules.
Okay.
The cool thing about Nexadyne is instead of just having one diaphragm that's working and one diaphragm that's passive,
Yeah.
it actually has two working diaphragms that are tied together.
If someone had an SM58, because like I do my show, Blind and Beyond show.
Yes.
And my co-host is using an SM58. Would you say I should gift him a Nexadyne, or should we just go SM7B or something else?
Is this person, are they moving around a lot, or are they sitting in a chair?
They're sitting in a chair, but he's also an artist. So I'm thinking Nexadyne microphones may be a better choice, because if he's already singing and doing music work, then he doesn't have to do like a sit down like a SM7B, or to me that's different tone, obviously.
Yes.
But where would you go? Would you say KSM maybe even, or Nexadyne?
I mean, if this person is indoors and is doing professional quality recording of both him speaking and singing,
Yes.
I would say the SM7B would probably be the best choice. I would still err on the side of the SM7B because it gives you a better frequency response, and it's still a dynamic microphone. Although all the microphones that we're talking about right now are dynamic microphones.
For sure.
Nexadyne would be my second choice. Yes, we have the the Beta 87A is a condenser. We have the KSM 9 and the KSM 11. So all three of those are capsules that are condensers.
What would you that recommended for?
I would recommend the Beta 87A has a bit of more of a high frequency response, so people love it for speaking, especially when they want to be clear and cut through the mix a little bit. The KSM 9 is tailored towards people like, I don't want to say anything specific, but preachers and R&B singers absolutely love the KSM 9. It has really, really nice.
Voice that-
Exactly.
I get it. That low.
Exactly. It gives them really good low frequency response,
Right.
and just enough detail to make you sound like you're the voice of God, essentially. It's just wonderful. The KSM 11 is a relatively new condenser microphone, and that one is kind of EQ'd to be as frictionless as possible. So you pop it onto the capsule, and your audio engineer doesn't really have to do that much work to actually make it sound great. Yes.
So what I'm hearing, get SM7B and get a Nexadyne because it just because.
Absolutely. I love the Nexadyne. I absolutely love the Nexadyne. Nexadyne would be my second choice after the SM7B because it is very versatile.
And then always keep SM58 just in case.
Always. You can never have too many SM58s.
Well, it was a pleasure talking to you. Is there
Likewise.
anything that I missed or you want to share with us?
No,
that
I
we
mean,
should know?
where we are right now, this is all of our high-tier wireless stuff. So we have a lot of fancy stuff.
Could you explain at least some models to me? What
Yeah, absolutely. So they're all over here.
Okay.
So we have, so if you walk towards me real quick. So we have our Axient digital wireless here.
That's what I want to use, but we'll talk about it.
Absolutely, yeah. So this is the 84Q. This is our standard Axient receiver that has 4 inputs.
Okay.
Four wireless channels. Right above it is an ANX4.
If I just may ask, how much is it for a unit like that?
Several thousand. I don't actually know the exact price.
So you're talking about 20 grand above?
No, I wouldn't go that high. Yeah, for 4 channels, it's less than that.
Okay, because I get it, per channel costs money, right? And this is what Axient is your professional line that news, ENG, news, everybody else uses, right?
Correct.
Who else uses Axient?
Broadway, sports, big tours, theater productions, churches. I mean, anyone that uses wireless can use Axient. But
because you want to get sure of your signals, right? That's why you moved to Axient.
absolutely. The main idea behind Axient is that you get high quality sound, high quality wireless, and you get a lot of redundancies and features built in to make sure that your production keeps going if things go wrong.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then any other ones that we see?
Yeah, absolutely. So right above it is our new ANX4 receiver. It is an Axient receiver just like any other ones, but you can have up to 16 channels in one device, or 24 ULXD channels in one device. It is Dante only, so there's no analog outputs on it.
Right.
But instead of having 4 84Qs or 6 ULXD4s, now you can have just one unit, and you can get 16 or 24 channels.
What's the model called again?
ANX4.
ANX4.
Correct.
Okay.
And then right above it is my favorite. This is the ADTQ. This is our new digital IEM system. So it is part of our Axient digital platform. So it is Axient Digital KSM. So right now you have 4 stereo channels built in. You can expand it, just like with the ANX4, you can expand it up to 16 channels in one unit. So 16 stereo mixes maximum.
ANX4, and what's the other guy called?
Sorry, I talk really fast, I apologize. So the ADTQ.
Alpha Delta Q?
Alpha Delta T.
Delta.
Tango, yes. I forgot my NATO terminology here. Yes, Alpha Delta Tango Q.
Okay.
And so you have a lot of options with this one, but the fanciest one, and my favorite, is any of our digital IEM options.
Yeah.
It sounds so clean. If you've never heard your IEMs in digital before, it is just unbelievable. There's no noise floor.
I need to come out to Chicago and check you guys out.
Yes, absolutely. You can come to Chicago anytime.
I was right there in Indy, and I was like a couple hours away, but we just got done with the Indy 500.
Oh, nice.
The 58 that you're holding, we went around 400,000 people. That microphone never fell off. We're using
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, I see you have the SLXD5 receiver on there. So
right.
fantastic.
That's what we're using on that. But
Yeah.
Never fell off. We had 2 clips, like noise that came about. But think about it, 350,000 sold out track, 50,000 people of just staff only. Never went down. So that's what I recorded the whole way through. I had a lav on me on my shoulder. My microphone went out, but the handheld works.
Amazing. I'd love to hear that.
Thank you to Shure, and thank y'all for believing in me, because your boss actually believed in me, sent me your IEMs here too.
Oh, fantastic. Let me see what you have.
The 215s.
The 215s, fantastic.
I want to get the 4. So what is the IEMs? The 4s?
So we have the 215s, the 425s, the 535s, and the 846s.
846 is the 4 driver, and then
The
what?
middle number is the amount of drivers.
And then what's the other ones?
The 425s, 2 drivers, 535s, 3 drivers, and then the 846s are 4 drivers.
I'm gonna go look it up. Hey, appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for hanging out.
Hey, no worries. Thanks.
Come hang out at Shure anytime.
Sure. Thank you. All right, so amazing again. We just got done with Shure. Shure microphone I'm using right now. It was amazing to see, again, the new Axient lineup in person, to look at all the Nexadyne microphones, to the KSM 9 and 11. This is why I'm here, guys. Amazing. Hey, Laura, shout out to you. Thank you so much for Shure to give us that great information, and also help out our good friends like Martin E. Regan and such. So again, amazing to come back here to InfoComm Las Vegas. We'll see you next year in Orlando, Florida. But again, thank you, Shure.